Like, you know how women are, dog. Like, you can go to sleep with a woman, she can have a dream that you did something, wake up and still on you. Sometimes it'd be like, I didn't do nothing, but I gotta.
Stop scrolling, because what is unfolding right now in the world of celebrity relationships has left fans completely stunned. For years, Iman Shumpert and Teyana Taylor were viewed as one of Hollywood's most solid, supportive, and genuinely enviable couples. Their love felt authentic, their chemistry undeniable, and their family moments appeared straight out of a modern fairy tale. Fans didn't just admire them from a distance. They emotionally invested in their story. Clips, photos, interviews, and behind-the-scenes moments circulated constantly, reinforcing the idea that this was a partnership built on trust, loyalty, and deep emotional connection. Teyana was often seen as the fierce protector of that image. Whenever rumors surfaced or speculation began creeping online, she stepped in without hesitation. She shut down gossip, defended Iman publicly, and reassured fans that nothing from the outside could shake what they had built together. Her confidence made people believe in them even more. If she trusted him so completely, fans felt there was no reason to doubt anything about their relationship. But now, according to multiple reports and insider claims, the story fans thought they knew was taken a shocking and deeply unsettling turn. Allegedly, Iman Shumpert reached a breaking point and admitted to betraying that trust. This wasn't just surprising. It felt like the ground disappeared beneath the feet of fans who had championed their love for years. People weren't just shocked. They were blindsided, heartbroken, and confused, struggling to reconcile the picture-perfect image they had embraced with the reality that is now allegedly coming to light. Reports suggest this was not a planned revelation, not a calculated statement, and not a moment staged for sympathy or public reaction. Instead, it allegedly happened in a private, emotionally charged setting where years of secrecy, pressure, and unresolved tension finally caught up with him. Witnesses claimed the atmosphere was heavy, quiet, and suffocating. His voice reportedly cracked. His hands allegedly trembled. He appeared overwhelmed by the weight of what he was admitting, unable to maintain the composed exterior he had presented. For so long, that emotional collapse, combined with the shocking nature of the alleged admission, is what has kept fans talking nonstop. Social media erupted almost immediately. Timelines flooded with speculation, emotional reactions, heated debates, and desperate attempts to piece together what might have happened behind closed doors. People who claimed to have knowledge of the situation described the moment as tense and devastating in a quiet, restrained way. Not explosive, not dramatic shouting, but the kind of devastation that settles into a room and leaves everyone stunned into silence. Fans felt that tension through every screenshot, every leaked detail, and every cryptic post that surfaced in the hours and days that followed. This was the kind of revelation that made people revisit everything. Old interviews were replayed, lyrics were dissected, social media captions were reread with fresh eyes. Suddenly, moments that once seemed playful or insignificant felt loaded with hidden meaning. Fans began asking themselves whether there had been signs all along, clues pointing to a deeper reality that had been hidden in plain sight. To understand why this alleged confession shook so many people, it's important to revisit the love story fans originally fell in love with. From the very beginning, Iman and Teyana's relationship appeared playful, genuine, and unshakable. Their early public appearances radiated joy. There was laughter, mutual admiration, and a visible sense of comfort between them that felt rare in celebrity culture. Fans watched as they progressed naturally from dating to marriage to parenthood, each phase seemingly strengthening their bond. They publicly supported each other's careers, celebrated milestones together, and built an image that felt authentic, rather than performative. Teyana, in particular, was often viewed as the backbone of the relationship. She defended Iman against criticism, stood firm against gossip, and consistently reinforced her trust in him. Every time a rumor surfaced, she addressed it decisively, shaping public perception and reinforcing the idea that their relationship was untouchable. That image created a sense of security for fans. If Teyana believed in him so strongly, why wouldn't they? That trust, however, is exactly what made the alleged confession so earth-shattering. The public had grown accustomed to a narrative of unwavering support and love that could endure anything. Suddenly, that narrative was being challenged in the most dramatic way possible. According to insiders, the alleged confession happened under immense pressure. Legal discussions, custody conversations, and the emotional weight of maintaining a public image while dealing with private struggles reportedly created a situation Iman could no longer escape. He was allegedly cornered by questions he had deflected for years, forced to confront realities he had been avoiding. The confession, as described by sources, was not loud or theatrical. It wasn't delivered for shock value or attention. Instead, it reportedly came from exhaustion, guilt, and the inability to keep pretending everything was fine when it clearly wasn't. The silence in the room allegedly spoke as loudly as his words. A heavy, stunned silence that rippled outward almost immediately, reaching fans within minutes through whispers, posts, and speculation. The admission itself reportedly involved acknowledging mistakes and betrayals without going into graphic detail. The focus was said to be on the emotional truth of broken trust rather than specific actions. Sources claim his voice was shaky, his hands trembling, making it clear this was not a strategic move, but an emotional collapse under pressure. Fans online reacted instantly. Shock turned into disbelief. Disbelief turned into anger, heartbreak, and endless debate. People who had once defended him passionately, who had shared clips praising his loyalty and love for Teyana, suddenly questioned everything they thought they knew. Others argued that, painful as it was, there is a certain courage in admitting wrongdoing, and that at least some truth had finally been brought into the open. That division only intensified the emotional storm. The contrast between what fans believed was an unbreakable marriage and the alleged reality of hidden struggles created waves of discussion that are still ongoing. Old interviews, social media posts, and even song lyrics began circulating again, now interpreted through a completely different lens. The ripple effect of this alleged confession reached even casual fans. Many began viewing the relationship not as a fairy tale, but as a deeply human story filled with mistakes, pressure, and unspoken pain. Teyana Taylor's reaction, as reported by insiders and inferred by fans, stood out just as strongly as the confession itself. There were no explosive posts, no public accusations, no dramatic statements. Instead, what people noticed was her composure, her restraint, her dignity in the midst of chaos. Fans observed that she appeared to be processing everything privately, choosing silence over spectacle. Even in heartbreak, she seemed determined to maintain control over her response. That silence carried weight. In celebrity culture, silence often speaks louder than words. It can reflect deep emotional processing, self-respect, and an understanding of the long-term consequences that public reactions can bring. Her quiet strength added another layer of tension to the situation, making the alleged confession feel even more emotionally charged. Fans speculated endlessly about what she might be thinking, how deeply she was hurt, and what her next steps could be. The uncertainty fueled engagement, with people watching closely for any sign, any subtle clue about what might happen next. Social media became a whirlwind. Timelines filled with clips, screenshots, memes, and heated debates over what this alleged confession meant for both of them personally and professionally. Every new post seemed to fan the flames, making it impossible to ignore the situation. As hours turned into days, the impact continued to escalate. People began discussing long-term consequences. How would co-parenting be affected? Could trust ever be rebuilt? What does this mean for their public images and careers? Even among fans defending Iman's honesty, there was widespread acknowledgement that admitting wrongdoing does not erase the emotional damage already done. Conversations ranged from sympathy to criticism, from heartbreak to anger. Old family videos and past interviews were replayed with fresh eyes, viewers now reading between the lines in ways they never had before. Beyond the personal drama, the alleged confession sparked broader discussions about accountability, transparency, and the harsh reality that private mistakes in high-profile relationships inevitably become public spectacles. The combination of celebrity status, emotional vulnerability, and legal implications created a perfect storm that continues to dominate attention. As of now, neither Iman Shumpert nor Teyana Taylor has released an official public statement. That silence has only intensified speculation. Fans continue to ask questions that may never be fully answered. Why now? Why admit this at this moment? Was the confession too late to truly matter? And perhaps most importantly, can trust ever be rebuilt? After years of alleged secrecy and betrayal, those unanswered questions linger. keeping engagement high and making this story feel immediate, urgent, and impossible to ignore. Reports suggest that behind the scenes, both are carefully considering their next moves, fully aware that any misstep could have lasting consequences for their family, their careers, and their public perception. The uncertainty itself has become part of the drama. Fans dissect every gesture, every post, and every interview for hints of what the future may hold. It serves as a powerful reminder that in celebrity culture, moments of vulnerability, honesty, and heartbreak are magnified beyond measure, and once the world is watching, never truly stays private.